Oh.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, we're live for real now. Sorry, my bad.
No, you good.
I forgot. I did something else and then I forgot. But we're live now. So Twan and I are talking about coffee. So, okay, when you cook, there's like this theory that for every good balanced dish, there's like salt, acid, heat, and fat. Salt, acid, heat, fat. So it's kind of one of those things. Like it's heat.
Adding cayenne to the coffee.
Yeah, it's the heat. And I just feel like it makes for a more balance. Like, okay, sometimes when I cook, if I feel like, okay, do you do this? I don't know if this is a thing, but this is when I'm cooking and I'm tasting something. Depending on where I feel like the flavor is lacking, like it's so hard to articulate it. Like sometimes I feel like it's lacking in the middle. Like when you eat something, it hits in the front, middle is empty, end is good. And you're like, it's empty. Like it needs some body, it needs some fullness. That's usually like it needs fat or something, right? Like it needs something fat to help put some weight in the middle. If it's like on the end, if it's on the end and it like kind of trails off, it usually needs heat. Like it usually needs a little heat on the back end. And you don't want too much heat on the front end because then it's just painful to experience.
Yeah, very true.
But a little heat on the back, a little bit of heat is like nice to carry the flavor a little longer. So it's like that. It's just
there's a flu. Look at me getting flued out. There's a few flavor profiles that I want to linger on the back end. One of them is definitely some heat element or spice. I do like a lot of nutty finishes. Yes. Like I love I mean anything.
It really shines at the end.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. Like the beginning, middle, and end. There's definitely some layers to this, and like it's just lacking like a good foundation, like a good base. Yeah,
that's how I cook. Like I really don't have recipes. I just taste. Hey, designer Skyline. I just taste a lot, and depending on where the flavor feels like it's empty, and if it just generally, if it's generally like dull, then it needs salt. Like if it's just like nothing's really popping, salt. So I just it makes the coffee more balanced. I think it's like nice.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try it one day. I'm definitely not doing the lemon juice, but I'll do some cayenne. I'll try it.
It's not really a flavor as much as this. It's like helps the fullness of the coffee flavor just kind of linger a little bit. So it's good. But so welcome to Otaku Talk Sunday once again. It's our weekly anime podcast. So you Ja Rule today. When the next Fire Festival?
Shut up.
When
Am I giving Ja Rule?
I don't know. No. I seen a nigga who looked like you. Who was it? What was I watching?
A nigga that looked like me.
It was like Ray J or something.
All my life I've had to fight. I've gotten like, especially when my face was a little bit more like chisel a little bit. I would get Ray J and Frank Ocean when I was like younger.
It's definitely
I would get those two a lot.
It's definitely giving Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean would be like, oh really? But then Ray J would be like,
nah, because I was watching like College Hill and Ray J, they had this one shot and I was like, I swear there was Twan. Like I thought I just saw Twan in this shot.
I can never escape it. I never can escape it. That's why at this point when people bring it up, I just accept it and be like, at this point I've heard it enough. There's some elements there that I just don't see. But hey, everybody,
it has to be there.
Yeah, it has to. I heard it way too much.
I mean, it's kind of like people call me Tiffany, Ashley. I answer to all of them equal. I answer to all of them because it's just like one of those names because my name is it's common and it's kind of like that preppy.
Okay.
Back when I was coming up, it's like in that she's a little bit of a brat because her daddy has money, So I just feel like all of those names, like they just kind of go together. So I kind of just got used to answering to all of them. The difference between jam and jelly. Ain't jam mushier? I'd be thinking of texture. Like jam.
I mean, there's the old adage, it must be jelly because jam don't shake. So there's a
there you go
consistency situation there, viscosity, if you will, between the difference. For me, a nice jam, I would imagine would be more in the lane of like a preservative. It has more of the natural elements of the fruit, some seeds in there, maybe. Yeah. Versus a jelly, I would think is the more translucent, more artificial of the two. So that's kind of where I stand on the jam versus jelly debate.
I'm a jam girl the older I get.
I am
a jam. I don't want to do all that work to get this fucking jelly spread on this bread.
Especially if you get some Sara Lee white bread. You are about to rip the bread in two.
Play with me right now.
Trying to spread that. You got to get the knife in there and shake it up like you do natural peanut butter with the jelly.
I ain't got time. If you want to spread. I use a spoon. I do a little spoon smash and then spread. Smash and spread. Yeah. That sounds very sexual. But it's the best way to do the jelly. I found, But I'm too old.
I'm a jam person now. But because I am a child, I just like the way jelly looks.
I feel like it is. It's giving, like, you see some jelly. Jelly do be looking thick. You know what I'm saying? It be looking good. Jelly is made using only fruit juice, and jam is made using a whole fruit. There you go. Unknown thing.
Right.
Okay. Dropping knowledge.
That's nice. And it makes sense because one just gives you that more rustic appeal feeling. The other one look like Jello. So, like, as an adult, you should be eating jam.
Twan is my actual co-host for Otaku Talk. So Designer Skyline is new here. I really have enjoyed some of the new people that's been coming around lately. Shout out to Twitch side. Twan, when I started my channel, Twan was here first. Twan was like, we started with Shy Cutie and Twan. Like, that were the two things, and we did Otaku Talk. And so he's been here from the beginning, and we just have good real life chemistry. We like talk all the time. Like, he called to talk to me about the show. Like, we were supposed to just be like, are we doing the show today? We're still good. And then we were like on the phone talking about all kind of shit, like genocide, AI takeovers.
I had to tell Ashley about that. I was like, I'm sorry. It took me a minute to call you back. But
are you putting me on the watch list?
AI. Put on the watch list? What you mean?
Because you think I'm a genocidal maniac.
Oh.
Is this going to be one of those conversations?
I'm not going to put you on a watch list, but I said if we ever got isekai together,
right,
I'm going to be watching you.
You should be on my team.
I'm going to start off that way. Absolutely. But you're going to have your arc. You are going to have your arc.
No one
does
and I don't
know what side you're going to land on. I do not know, Brittany.
I'm on the side of eternal good. I'm on the side of eternal good. I want the best.
Your eternal good. That's the problem.
I speak for Mother Nature.
No.
I got all the workings of a megalomaniac. All I needed was a bad origin story. Your camera is over there.
Oh my God. I always want to.
I don't know why I was doing the Harlem Shake over there. You remember my
I just need to get another one.
My mic had that little run where it was cutting up. Remember that? And it's been fine.
Let me jump out. I'm up.
Yeah, he's gonna go and come back. Jam is better for your health, but jelly tends to taste better because of the sugars. Yeah, it's just too sweet for me. The older I get, I just can't. Some stuff is just too sweet. Like I put it in my mouth, and then I'm just like instantly regretting that I decided to eat it. Like that's something that happens the older I get. Just like that was too much. Why am I eating this right now? Like I'm too old to be eating this sugar thing. It's like Hot Pockets, Like Hot Pockets, I think, stopped being good after the age of like 22. So it's the same. I couldn't even imagine putting a Hot Pocket in my mouth. Do you need me to bring you up or are you good? I can bring you up.
Okay.
I can't even imagine putting a Hot Pocket in my mouth now. Like, I was just talking about how the older I get, like stuff is too sweet. And like, as soon as I put something that's overly sweet in my mouth, I'm just like, my teeth are like fucked, And it's
I need to ask y'all what y'all talking about because I came back on. I instantly regretted putting it in my mouth. That's where I came back at. And I need some clarity.
You had solo leveling. That's what we're going to be talking about, Designer Skyline. So if you had nightmares from solo leveling, then we're going to be talking about that. I was talking about Hot Pockets. I just feel like after the age of like 24, Hot Pockets just stopped being good. Just because I just
don't drag me. Don't drag me right now. I have a pizza one in my fridge right now.
In theory, I would love to eat a pizza Hot Pocket, but the way my stomach is set up, I can't eat it.
Okay, that's a grown-up, legitimate reason not to.
Right.
Because also, I mean, yeah, they are not great. Like after you grow up and
after you eat them, you don't have like
a palate. What is this pastry?
Clarity.
Post-nut
Hot Pockets are like Hot Pocket, like how guys
clarity.
Post Hot Pocket clarity. It's like it be good when I'm like eating it, and then as soon as I finish, something about the amount of grease on it, it just leave a coating on my tongue, and I just feel nasty. I feel like
now I'm about to I'm about to overly analyze my next Hot Pocket. But that's the thing. Like, I don't just go around eating Hot Pockets every week. But like, I mean, maybe you don't. I don't know. If y'all occasionally visit Struggle Town like I do from time to time, there is those quintessential go-to like snacks since you were a kid that some of them I just can't break away. I have to have just a box of frozen Hot Pockets somewhere. So if there's that one day I just don't feel like doing anything, I'm just gonna run and make this Hot Pocket. I might not even really enjoy it all that much, but it's something in my stomach.
The comfort.
That's like comfort. Yeah, exactly. That's like comfort. Yeah.
I get frozen pizzas though. Like that's become my thing because I'm like, okay, I got a frozen pizza in here. We're good. Like it's an anxiety thing. Like if I don't have a frozen pizza in my freezer, I feel like I could starve. Like I'm on the verge of starvation because I may not want to cook a whole meal and then I don't have my frozen pizza. So it's kind of like that, but it's just the coating. I might have texture issues.
What's your like go-to iconic frozen pizza?
Ooh, well, so we really was rocking with Red Baron.
I was about to say Red Baron.
I'm a Red Baron girly, but recently Publix, because I shop buy one get one at Publix. I be couponing for my life. Food is expensive. Mayonnaise about $9, bitch, and I don't know how y'all do it.
Kewpie. I like a good Kewpie mayo. They be breaking the bank.
I don't know. I eat healthy.
The Japanese mayo.
Ooh, you fancy.
Kewpie. I love Kewpie mayo.
But I tried a brand called Primo. Have you heard of that? Primo. Nope. Primo. That pizza's so good. And it's like thin crust. Familiar. And it's thin crust. So it's like less calories per slice. Not that I'm a calorie counter. I don't give a fuck about it. But it's really good. It's like fresher. It feels cleaner. Red Baron got that greasy.
Those.
Yeah. Red Baron got that greasy thing happening a little bit. So
a little bit.
These feel clean, like less bread.
I can see that. Ultra thin crust, man.
Ultra thin. I think it's like 45 calories a slice. It's something stupid that pizza shouldn't be. But it tastes good. I like it.
The one reason I broke away from Red Baron was because I discovered what's that one with the mustache?
Oh,
Screaming Sicilians. Screaming Sicilian.
I haven't
Screaming
had that
Sicilian. It's when I tell you it is the pepperoni pizza, that thing, like you have to play like puzzles with the pepperoni it give you.
Oh,
because it's just overloaded. So when you take it off, like that's what I just lined up the crust.
See.
But they give you just enough to where you can cover every square inch of pizza with pepperoni. So I get the crust.
You talking dirty
and
now?
Work my way from the middle. Don't say
talking dirty.
And you get a little cardboard mustache to culturally appropriate with for the next hour while it's.
That's so cute. I'm gonna try it. You sold me.
If the box away, I go get it.
You sold me. Like we talking about pizza now. I'm just like, damn, a bitch wants some pizza. Yeah, but anyway,
with my spiked coffee.
Yeah. So I wish I had some spiked coffee. Now I'm mad. I really.
We talked about it off air. This is. I did my big one, y'all. It ain't. It's some coffee. Where is it? This kind. Cafe Bustelo. Sweet cream creamer and some butter pecan moonshine.
Bitch, you really showing out. I need some butter pecan moonshine. I need some of that.
Oh, it's so good.
I need some of that.
Does the job. You mean you see them? You get them in the liquor store. You know the moonshine that had like the fruit in it.
I've never gone to the moonshine section.
It's that same brand.
I go straight over to the sake, plum wine, and soju usually lately. Soju's been my shit lately. Soju is so clean. It's really clean when you drink it because it's filtered, I think, through charcoal, like as part of the process to make it. So it doesn't give me that heavy, nasty feeling like when you drink. It's very clean, tipsy. I love that. Make your own pizza is even better, though. I thought about buying pizza before. Oh, okay, you fancy.
Yes, I want an
outdoor pizza oven.
That's when me and Bree met at our job, Gordon Biersch, and I was working. Well, I wasn't working pizza at the time, but I did enjoy working pizza. Making pizza from scratch is really fun. It is really fun.
And them pizzas so good. I miss me a good Gordon Biersch pizza.
Oh, they were. Oh, girl, they were not good the next day. They were not. You couldn't. That ain't no take home pizza, but
that's not take
it
home
is good. It is good.
But it was
fresh
so
though.
good. I mean, it was worth. On a side note, I can see how people get into prostitution, and that's because the way I would flirt with Sergio to get this pizza, and I was willing to go to. I was willing to flirt however much I needed to flirt with that man to get pizza. And I could just understand if you was in survival mode and you needed to eat, bitch, I absolutely could see the leap. That's all I'm gonna say. I could see the leap. Like if I was starving and I was gonna die and I had a puss to swing at somebody, all I'm saying is I get it. I get it. I don't have it because I'm in a committed relationship.
Right.
I don't have puss to swing out here, but I'm just saying. I can understand how women could be like, I'll never go hungry, bitch, because Sergio.
I was shocked that anybody could muster it because Sergio had that Jackie Chan in the throat, bitch. That tongue was laced. That tongue and gums was laced with something lethal, bitch. I was like leaning over, like getting closer to communicate with Sergio was a task. It's a sacrifice.
Bitch. It's a sacrifice.
You had to fight through Gojo's fucking what's that? That shield he got, that force field, infinity. Yeah. You had to fight through infinity to get through that barrier of breath.
It was not easy. Necessary work for the pizzas. Okay,
some stuff ain't worth it.
I was always happy when you were over at the pizza thing because I was like, first of all, he's not gonna try to hit on me. Second of all, he'll just make it. It's great. I just love it. It was always a nice, refreshing thing, you know? I don't have to try to pretend that I'm into you to get a fucking pizza.
Right.
But I was
going to do it. It's a little hot.
Right. You drink it. You might as well take that out, like do Italian.
Right. The moment the liquor part of it set in, it's like, bitch, we're a little hot.
Right. Okay. Well, we should roll into Solo Leveling because episode 3 came out this week. And
wait.
Peach Girl.
I thought you wanted to talk about it.
Did you watch
it? I did.
How did you feel?
So,
let me put this down here. Solo Leveling, to be honest, episode 3. I mean, it was good.
It was a slower one.
It was a slower one. So we're going to talk about Peach Girl real quick. Okay. So go ahead.
Outing myself. Peach Girl was definitely the first manga I could remember my adolescent self picking up, and it was like strictly like I was in the library. My mama would drop me off at the library for a couple hours.
That's good. That's good character building.
Yeah, and so like I happened upon the young adult section, and that's where I first like discovered manga. I didn't even know it was really a thing before that, and I was like, look at these comic books. But as I'm like flipping through them,
but not right.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive. There's blood here. There's all this different stuff. And keep in mind, Peach Girl wasn't the first one I picked up.
Oh Lord, it was like Wild West back in the 90s. Like,
I don't know what made me pick it up. Maybe it was because I was like maybe just coming into my self, like my sexuality and stuff like that. So maybe I was just naturally drawn to something a little bit more, not like, you know, masculine or all this. So I picked it up and opened it up, and I think I might have got to that scene where what's his name, the brown hair one that pops up and is making up rumors.
Kaori.
I think I like was flipping through and might have saw the lifeguard scene.
Oh Lord.
Closed the manga and just said, this is the one I want.
You know how many of us growing up in it, like our first crushes, I was thinking about that, or our first awakenings, a lot of us share. Anime is a lot of that for a lot of us. That's all I'm gonna say. Or one of the only media where we felt like we could, you know, start to. I think one of my first crushes was like an anime character. Like, I don't know what that means about me, but I could see that. Like a lot of it being like this medium that is kind of new and a little bit more risque would have something in it.
Yeah, so it definitely was like definitely was like whoa. And then like after I remember going home, it's Unknown was asking what is Peach Girl.
Yeah, it's a shoujo, I believe. It's a shoujo, which is like more usually geared towards girls, but I wouldn't think it was weird because we had Sailor Moon back then. So it wasn't like you would have not seen something that was, you're like, oh, it kind of has the aesthetic, or a lot of people who started watching anime very early on, especially in the 90s, came up with Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon simultaneously. Mm-hmm. So I don't think seeing a female protagonist was weird for us, you know?
No, but this is my first step into this medium, which was manga. You know, like I watched the Dragon Ball Z and, you know, Sailor Moon and stuff like that as an anime, but I don't even think I knew that there was source material, you know? Mm-hmm. So
yeah, same, yeah.
Yeah, so this was the first one I picked up, and I went through it so quick. Like my mom was like, "Why you going to the library a lot?" Like she would, like I said, she would like drop me off there if like she had stuff to do or whatever, and couldn't be home by myself. But once I started reading, it was just like every week, can I go to the library? Can I go to the library? Can I go to the library?
Wow.
And I don't even really truly remember a lot of what happened. It's like I said,
you was probably
like
devouring it
20 years ago. Yeah. Like I blew through it. So watching the first episode was interesting, and it started to bring back like scenes from like that I could see myself laying in my bed reading it, which was nice. But as far as the show, watching it with adult eyes, I remember myself kind of feeling some of the same ways I was still feeling now, which is interesting because I was so young.
It's so triggering.
It's so number one. What's her name? The best friend?
Sai. Listen,
bitch, you about to catch one.
I'm gonna have to post my reaction. I'm about to have to post my reaction to me watching Peach Girl yesterday on stream with my audience, because the way, and we had the sound alerts on too. I was ready. I had to put your girl in there to my y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up. I had to put.
God, you are not the booty piece of the bread.
We had that sound alert rocking for Peach Girl. We said, Momo, stand up. Momo, stand up.
Momo is definitely weak in the knees for both of them. Well,
for both,
I guess eventually, don't she eventually start falling for this? Wait, how much have y'all watched?
We up to episode 3, and I'm hot. Sorry, and I'm triggered. No, I'm just triggered thinking about it, because the way Sai she need her shit, the way I might bypass. If someone's like, you could be 2D, you could be an anime character for like a day, I might bypass going to run off with my anime bae to go beat Sai ass.
She was trying it from jump.
Right.
And I do believe that she wasn't the one that wrote that, the umbrella with the heart. I think it was Kaori or whatever his name is.
I feel like he's scheming, but we ain't seen his car yet. Like Yella has a theory that Kaori and Sai are actually working together, and I was like, I don't think they that intelligent. But I'm low key team Kaori now, because told you to piss me. Listen. I'm getting hot.
See, like, this is the thing. I only watched the first episode, and I'm like bringing back, like, I do not remember hardcore details. I feel like I remember themes and maybe traumatic, like matchups, but I definitely remember being in my feelings over Toji, and I also think I remember getting over it. I'm not sure. I
was trembling, like I was watching it literally shaking. Like I was watching it like
I gotta remind myself.
I'm gonna stream it on Twitch. I might do it tonight. We might watch a few more episodes tonight because everybody's emotionally invested now. Like I finally found the anime genre for Yellow. He's like, I thought I would like shonen. I said,
this is crazy. Yellow's down for some Peach Girl. I love it.
I was like,
I would not think that would be the one that grabs you.
I didn't think that either, but everybody,
especially if you look at the lineup of their manga chapter covers just in a row.
Could you imagine? Because Yellow's like 6'3", he's like 6'2", and like he's a big dude. Could you imagine like seeing this nigga walking down the street reading Peach Girl manga,
like Akashi, arms folded, just got it in his hand.
Peach Girl, look, it's so good. But I didn't think that would be. I didn't think that would be a gateway anime though, because it's like 5 people watching it who never watch anime, and they're like emotionally invested.
I mean, because it is a good first episode. I think it's a great first episode. And it's like elements of the stuff that you love, and some like you get the confession right away.
When he said, "I'm trying to see if them creases tanned," I said, "What?" These are children.
I have forgotten, and that's the thing too. A lot of this stuff I probably completely missed as far as sexual innuendo. And so like, watching it back now, I don't remember it being this risque.
Because you remember back in the 90s, the dubs were changed to our like language and jargon. Like they didn't try to be accurate as much as they do now. Like they try now when they dub stuff to be more close to the translation. But you know, back in the 90s, they were just saying whatever. They was changing people's names to American names. Usagi was Serena. You remember the Sailor Moon dub back in the 90s? So Peach Girl was dubbed back in those days where they would change it to Americanized language, and American language is very like more direct. Kaori said, you know, I'm really trying to see if she's tan everywhere. I said, oh my God, he's on Demon Time.
Yeah, they introduced him on Demon Time though, for real. Like it wasn't as, I mean, yes, it was. It was. Like the way he leaned into Toji, like this Toji head, the way he said. I can't remember what he said, but it was just I think
that's what he said.
Get off of me.
You saw what Toji was like, leave her alone. I'm into her.
Yeah. Is that what he said at that moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was something about being dark skinned or something like that.
He's like, I'm trying to see if she dark skinned in the places the sun don't shine.
That is what he said. See if she's like dark skinned everywhere or something like that, or she's natural. Yeah, he did something like that. That's what made me go like, nigga, number one, get off of me. Number two, I'm about to box you for real. And I was like, not y'all putting Yuji in this fucking, because why was this? What was it? Middle school or high schoolers?
High schoolers.
Yeah. Why was this boy able to punch that crater into that wall?
He was like,
excuse me,
dog shit out of that wall.
I mean, his name is Toji.
I mean,
you know what I mean? The first of his name.
I mean,
because this came out in 1997, 1998.
Yes.
I
think it's an important lesson too to understand. Like a hating ass bitch always nearby, acting like she your friend. Because the way, if I was like, I'm having the worst day of my life, and that bitch was over there smiling like, wow, he just totally blew you off. I was like,
but that's the thing. Like Momo ain't no punk. You saw the way she's like squared up on what's his name. She's squaring up 6 times now, and I still don't remember.
She's squaring up on everybody, but who need to be squared up on though?
She is right there. She has been playing in your face all day.
She be over.
She do. You accused her twice.
She play in your face all day. She ain't even trying to hide that she play in your face.
Bruh.
Ooh, we are like.
I'm glad you told me to watch it though, because this definitely was a nostalgia bomb I wasn't expecting to have today. So that was nice. Yeah, I need to go back and find some other old, like I want to go back and watch Case Closed too. I haven't watched Case Closed in so long, and I started reading that manga early too. And those mysteries were good, girl. Those mysteries were good.
I remember watching it when it was on Toonami.
Yeah, I got into it when it came on Toonami, but I didn't stick with it. I don't know why. They had
a bajillion episodes. Probably. And you know, back then you miss the episode. You gotta wait till that thing circle on back around. You just be missing that episode and the whole story. I used to hate that.
And I was never down for the torrents, so I was too scared.
Yeah, and then it always came on late, so you would miss it. But we're gonna watch Peach Girl, and then after that, we gonna circle around because I got them hooked now. I said, we gonna watch Nana on stream. Nana's
gotcha, bitch.
It's messy. I was like, y'all think Peach Girl, they in high school. Now imagine the drama of Peach Girl with grown ass people who really be fucking. Woo, Nana is a mess.
Where's my fan at?
It is messy. And I love it. I can't wait to show them Nana. It's so bad. So you ain't got your fan? But no, I'm so glad you watched Peach Girl. So, you know, if anybody's watching me on Twitch or if you catch this later, I will be on Twitch. I did it on Saturday mornings. I don't know if I want to just do a Saturday morning because I don't think I can do 3 episodes a week. Like, that's not enough. So I feel like I don't know if I want to just do it that day or I'm just whenever I'm free and I'm just going to watch it when I stream it because I don't want to make it a thing and then it takes the joy out of being able to watch it.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm hoping doesn't happen to Kev.
Oh yeah, like
I'm really hoping he doesn't burn himself out and like starts. I want him to. That's why I was so shocked. He's already on Full Metal.
Oh, he started Full Metal now?
He already put out a video about his first introduction to Full Metal. I'm like, this is your 4th anime in like a month.
Oh yeah,
sir.
But he's getting views off of it too. So I guess
he's
also like these anime people got money.
He's loving the engagement. He said himself, this is like the most engagement he's had in his content in so long. Like, not like he hasn't been doing all right, but like he was not expecting this anime support, which is like, y'all gotta, this is a whole universe over here. And I love that he acknowledged, he was like, it's like my world just got so expanded. He was like, the amount of stuff I want to see now at this point in time.
He's gonna be going to cons. He's
in the candy store.
A whole subculture to engage in.
I'm almost very envious. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm almost envious. I kind of wish I was not really, because I ain't got that kind of time to be catching up with all of this stuff, but that is nice though.
Nah, he missed out on a lot of like blurred culture moments. I'm just glad blurred culture is expanding, but I think especially for Black people, I think it's cool to find imagine just being told you have to be one way, or just only engaging with Black people who are just very like much straight lace, and then you run across some people like us, and then you're like, well, these niggas over here doing weird stuff, like not in a bad way. They just like vibing on their own. They just doing their own thing. They seem to have a very rich social life and a very rich life of experiences, and it's all because of anime. Like I don't think sometimes we understand how much of like we wouldn't be who we are right now if it wasn't for anime. Like so much of who I am, so how open I am, like
I was just about to say, I feel like a lot of great keep in mind there's some people weird, right,
problematic,
but for the people with number one, common sense, number two, a good ethical basis, and then you introduce anime and all the different themes, and you see the different way people are treated, and a lot of it, like I feel like a lot of my protective nature in life comes from my protective nature in a lot of anime shows. You know what I mean? Like growing up, just wanting to protect some of your main characters that have a harsh time in the beginning or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like I when I see that type of like injustice,
I don't know. I think the somebody
like the outcast, that's sensitive to me. I want to go over and be that person's friend, because I don't want them going through the same thing old Buddy and Lookism had to go through.
I think shonen is a good influence to some degree. I like when we grew up, the old school ones, the very pure. I think we have like new school shonen, and I say that all the time. But the old school shonen, like the big three, very good. Like for the age group we grew up watching it, like very good, good models of friendship, and like because. I mean, in America, also for boys and like men, I just feel like y'all don't really get that. I don't know. I think Shonen's just doing it different, like friendship, like how close they really are. Like in anime, they would go to the ends of the earth and back for their male best friend. Like in anime, like in most, I'm sorry, but it's a lot of dudes over here who only will do that for some puss. And if it's not related to getting puss, they ain't trying to put much effort in for anybody else. And that's kind of taught to us over here, I think. So I find that a lot of the men who engage with anime and blurred culture have really good friendships sometimes, like with other men, because they did have at least something else saying that it's okay to ride for your friends. You know, it's okay.
I mean, that's the main reason my friend Camden loves Naruto to the extent that he does. I think Naruto is his like number one anime, and it's because
my brother's
of the
like
way Naruto feel about his friends. Like Nakama is his mission statement, and I love that about Camden, and I love that he got that from Naruto. You know?
Yeah, my brother quotes Naruto for like life advice. I mean, he's 38. He'd be like,
"There's some themes."
Yeah, he was like, well, Sasuke said this. And like, when I interviewed him one time, I interviewed him to like, what makes you the person you are? Like, what values, what advice do you take to heart as a man? And he was like, Sasuke said. And I was like, that's how serious it is. Like Sasuke said, I've done all this damage in the world. I could at least try to do good or something like that. And he was like, he really took that to heart. And that's how he got over like being a terrible person in his younger years, because he just felt
go on your redemption journey.
Right. If Sasuke can be redeemed, then surely I can. And I think that's wholesome. I think that's wholesome.
I do too. It's very endearing.
Yes, the struggle in anime help character building and makes it Speaking of, before we finally get into solo leveling, I did want to bring up, did you hear about the Usher thing, the Usher scandal?
Wait, is it because he out here spoiling stuff, or is it something
The
else?
spoiler the spoiler. I feel like I might actually clip out this segment just to address it. So you saw the cosplay?
I did.
Because we were talking about KevOnStage, and it made me think about how it's becoming so mainstream, and blur culture is becoming more mainstream.
Oh,
and
100%.
I think that is obviously a commodification. So you're going to have a lot of people try to capitalize on that because it's more spending power. All right, that's cool.
A ton more spending power.
A ton more, and it's like a whole audience that we ride. Right. You know how we ride for we ride. So I think people are starting to see that, and so you're gonna get more stuff like this. We talked about Keke Palmer cosplaying Yorichi with swords, and we talked about Alicia Keys was cosplaying Beerus one time. So we're gonna keep seeing it. So Usher, for those of you who don't know, cosplayed loosely. I would say it was an inspiration. It wasn't a cosplay.
It was an homage.
Yeah, it was a Gojo inspired outfit, which I really liked.
He wore it well.
It was great. He did that, and he posted like a spoiler. He posted a spoiler related to Gojo in the caption. And
the whole video was fine. He just didn't need the caption.
Right. So what do you think about it all? Like, how do you feel about, first of all, the spoiler thing?
I think this is why people gatekeep, because people come in and don't know how to act. Okay, because a part of me feels like, and I hate just assuming that people don't watch anime, or people like just because they're not vocal or design their aesthetic around it doesn't mean that they're not fans. But that just gave me somebody in Usher's team, or maybe Usher saw the draw of this one character spreading like wildfire. And because didn't somebody say that he was saying Gojo's name at the end of that song with is that Jungkook?
Jungkook? He was not saying Gojo.
Like there was like somebody said that they heard Gojo's name at the end of the song or some shit like that.
I listen to this song about damn near every day. I ain't heard nothing about no Gojo.
Well, regardless of that though, I feel like somebody in his team like told him about this, or maybe like in his excursion with Jungkook got introduced to the Gojo pandemic, and maybe he knew about like what happened through just conversation and didn't really understand the correlation between the manga being ahead of the anime and just posted that. That's what my brain immediately goes.
Yeah, like he's obviously not engaged with the culture enough to understand spoiler culture and all that stuff. Right.
So that's what it feels like. I also
don't blame him, because a lot of people, I blame the manga readers who can't keep their fucking mouths closed, because you can't Google Gojo. Like, he has a song that, first of all, I could see how this all happened, because it's my hope and dream that when he did his Super Bowl performance lineup, I want him to open with Daddy's Home, and I wanted the homage to Gojo. I wanted that.
The meme. That's the connection between
because Gojo and Daddy's Home. Yes. Right. And so it's been trending on TikTok forever. This man is putting together his lineup for the Super Bowl. So of course they're going to start saying, what songs are we going to put in? We want this to appeal to a wide audience. We need the younger people to know some songs and the older people. Of course, Daddy's Home, which has been trending on Twitter because of JJK, would come up in the conversation. And then of course Usher would say, well, why is this song randomly trending? Because it's an older song. And then they would say, well, there's this character and his name is Gojo, and it's become his unofficial theme. And he's like, he probably thought that's cool. Like, I want to do an homage to this character because, you know, it's making my song trend again. That's very old. But you can't Google Gojo without spoilers coming up at this point because of the fucking manga readers. So it's really y'all fault. It's not Usher's fault. Because if I Google a character and I see that's everywhere, I'm going to assume that it's probably a known thing for the community.
True. That's a way to look at it. Definitely a more logical and sound reason to look at it. I'm still mad.
I'm still mad.
Well, not me personally. I'm mad. I'm actually not even mad for myself. I immediately just thought about all the anime onlys, and I kind of got mad
but the
that.
thing about the anime only people is we got spoiled. Like, I literally got spoiled. I got spoiled. And so like when I saw it though, I got spoiled I think it was around the time of the Toji fight when he got hurt or something like that. It was shortly after. I think
we were probably around the same time because we had a brief conversation about that.
Yeah, and I wasn't really sure the context of it, and I thought, well, maybe it was that fight. You know what I mean? And maybe it looks different in the anime. So I just kind of brushed past it and was like, I'll figure that out. But I mean, you couldn't avoid that spoiler. So at this point, I don't really care for the anime community acting like this was such a spoiler, like he had to dig for this spoiler.
Yeah, I don't think there was no dig required. Yeah.
You can't Google him without it coming up. Sorry, I gotta change the color of this. You can't Google it. So, I mean, that's the anime community. All the people who enjoy spoiling things for people. You know, like KevOnStage can't even read his comments when he's watching these anime because it's just people who enjoy spoiling stuff. So that's a community issue. I don't think it's fair to yell at Usher about, well, you're a celebrity. I mean, he's still a person who don't know.
And I mean, the wave of celebrities taking on this anime persona has not ended. It will still continue. I mean, like you said, we see what the wave of an anime fan base support can do for you. It's working for Kev right now.
Mark Phillips is out here showing people that having the support of the blurred community can make you a fucking millionaire, literally.
Yeah. And I mean, like, even just looking at your peers, like, I'm sure there's plenty of female rappers that see what the anime community brings to Meg and how we support and live for her. I'm pretty damn sure 50% of her fan base is I'm pretty sure 50% or more of her fan base is anime fans. I just feel that in my spirit. So like, I can imagine randomly hearing Lotto with a little random bar or two about anime that's gonna make me side eye.
Right.
You know, here we go. Nicki Minaj talking about Chung-Li and don't know nothing about her lore. Chung-Li was never the bad guy, ma'am. So I don't know what you're talking about.
It's gonna be a thing because of commodification and the blurred community spends money. It's generally an older crowd too. It's an older crowd, like it's younger people, but a lot of the solid blurs are the people who grew up watching anime in the 90s. So now we the people who got money. So it's like,
I mean,
appeal to them.
I'm over here working on a 5-part little art project with this one artist. Almost $100 a pop, depending on what I'm getting from her. And I'm
we was in Dream Time together, so I already know how it goes down. But with the whole Usher thing, I was like, it made sense. I still hope that he uses it. I wanted that. I wanted him to come out with
it's a nice look.
I hope he opens up the Super Bowl. We have to do that. I thought we maybe should play Super Bowl bingo this year because, we had the Rihanna last year. So me and Shy Cutie were coming up with what we think he's going to open with, like kind of the same stuff we talked about Rihanna. What is she going to open with? What is she going to do? So I'm just really hoping. In my biggest dreams of dreams, I would love for him to do Daddy's Home with a little dance section and have Gojo just on a projector dancing along with the background dancers. That would be the dream.
Get that one ninja who's doing all these like where they take the different frames of these anime characters and make them dance smooth as hell.
Him out there
in the background. Get him out there.
That's what I want. That's what I want, like a big projection of just like Gojo
doing the same dance.
The dance. I would love that.
100%. I can do it now. Y'all ain't got no excuse.
And if we can't get that, then even the background dancers being in like that, even the outfit he had was perfect. Like that's kind of what I had in my mind. Like just the outfit like that with that'll be cute.
He really only need the eye cover, to be honest. He ain't out here doing full cosplay. Even where he posted.
But then it's like
an authentic Gojo look.
But it might not translate as a Gojo look without it. Because Usher wears, it's just kind of a suit. So I hope he come out in that suit and he just say Daddy's Home and like lift the head and look.
Give a little wink. Put it in that one blue contact.
I'm gonna pass out at my fucking house. Look, I almost passed out just now thinking about it. I will pass out. Okay, just a little.
Listen, that's the reason why all these dudes walking around in Nanami cosplay and Toji. It ain't homage. They want a line of girls asking to pull their hair put a gun to their head.
You gotta play to win. You gotta play to win. Okay? Because I'm not gonna say that because I'm black and it's not allowed for me to say that. That sounds really bad when I say it. But all I'm gonna say is, if somebody had a Gato cosplay on, he might be able to call me some things that you might never be able to call me.
Not you showing up you probably show up in costume. Ooh, she said you gonna cover it up. Be like, I'm a saying.
He's not talking about race. He's talking about the human race. Okay. Step on me and call me the name. Okay. That's all.
They call me the name. Let's get into solo leveling.
Let's get into solo leveling. So, episode 3. What should we say? Okay, let's just kind of quickly run over. Basically, I think it was a lot of information we needed.
Yeah. That's why it was a slower episode on the action, but I think it's still doing its part to ground the story, give us what's making the world tick and showing us world building. I am a little mixed opinion on the journey so far, because I also just really the show as a whole and how they're moving forward with telling the story, because the manhwa is, like I said, I think the pacing is really good with the manhwa, but they don't do as much of this explaining. Let me see the right way to put it, because they are doing the thing that I wanted them to do, right? Is expand the story, give more details. It's lagging. Is it me specifically?
No, I think if it's lagging, it's probably me. Let me close this down. But go ahead.
Yeah, so they're doing an interesting way of bouncing to and from different scenes and elongating certain scenes to get information across that comes later, more early. And I think that's in an effort to be able to expand in later scenes without worrying about missing information,
Yeah, you got to give more. Yeah.
Right.
You feel in the manhwa, you just kind of were along for the ride and you didn't get a lot of information.
Yeah, the intro is all just straight up Jinwoo explaining his weakness, going through the dungeon, having that happen, immediately going into the system being introduced, and then his training. That's kind of a really boom, 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 the first portion. And then we get into more of explanation about the world and the gates and what a dungeon break looks like, more all that type of stuff.
So we didn't spend as much time with him in this form. In the
I mean, we spend a little bit of time with him in this form, but it's not going to be as long as what I imagine we're probably actually going to spend in the manga. I mean, in the anime now.
No, I feel like next episode we might get the glow up. You think we could get it by next episode? I mean, based on what you know. I mean, I could see them doing a little montage.
Trying to be as coy about it as possible, but I think we're going to be with him just a little bit more in this, maybe, depending on if they continue to, because these, like I'm saying, these scenes with Heian, with the leader of the White Tiger Guild, having this conversation with her being an instructor, all this stuff, these characters aren't introduced. Cheyenne, she's not introduced until Cheyenne, however you say it. She's not introduced until chapter 65.
Of the light novel. So
you see what I mean? Early. Any scene with her,
seeing it early, yeah,
with the opening, they brought a whole story from way later into the beginning just to get you introduced. So it just makes me wonder how much are they going to do of that? And every time they pull away from his story, obviously it's just going to elongate just a little bit. So that's the only thing I'm worried about is I don't want anyone, because I don't think they will, but I don't want anyone to get bored with him getting to becoming him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. But other than that, I still enjoyed episode 3 tremendously for what they continue to introduce.
Yeah. I think if I didn't know that there was a glow up coming, I'm not impatient with it yet. But I do think as far as pacing, we get it. He weak and
you're right.
I mean,
strong. Really weak. We saw weak numbers this episode.
He's weaker,
we got
right?
numbers. Yeah, they said the average E rank hunter, the lowest hunter, usually rates about 70? Over 70, and he got 10.
Yeah,
so he was at 10.
So we get it. He's weak. So it's next episode, I would expect to see that training. I skip ahead, maybe one more training montage, or just kind of even him saying it's been this long, or even a skip this many months later. I mean, that's totally fine with me. So,
Yeah.
but I think if I had to watch a whole, I guess they could do something to add, you know, maybe a fight or something. But if I just logically say, as far as plotting out a story and having it followed and people enjoying it, what would make the most sense for this next episode would be to show, as far as Sun Jin Woo, would be to show a little bit more about how the system works. I mean, they kind of did, like he can put his stats, kind of show him leveling up or having leveled up a lot, and then and then kind of giving us a fight to kind of give us a good idea of what stronger him means, you know, for something. So whether it's, I don't know how they would introduce that, but that would make the most sense. We need to see him fight, because we saw him fight a level that he would have got his ass beat by, I guess, previously with the goblins, which was good. And then, so the next fight I would want to see would be something that's he's stronger. But yeah, maybe not OP. I don't know if he needs to be OP in the fight. But maybe, even if he was OP, but just we need to see how strong he is. And so I would think that they would set that up by they're putting together this group of people to go fight, which the guys, okay, I'm like, he must be a villain because he had glasses on. He pushed them up with the villain push up and the sun was going down. That's like
context clues.
That's like classic. This guy's a villain. I mean, if somebody ever walked up to you in real life and pushed their glasses up like that while smiling,
especially if the sun does the little reflection
down, you're in trouble. So
it ain't gotta be something. It could be moonlight. Any reflection that flash across them pupils with this, I'm turning around. We ain't got no business to talk.
He's not looking out for you. So that's kind of interesting, because I'm like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen, but my thought would be it would be cool to see him run across also people who knew him and like see their reaction to him, because then that would help us gauge if our reaction to him is also translating to his world. You know what I mean? So that would make sense. Yeah. But I don't see him as a hero. Is he a hero type?
We'll have to see his character arc.
I don't see him as someone who would be like a hero though. Like as a Naruto, you know, like a real hero archetype. Yeah. I don't see him being that way. So I don't know, but I'm interested to see where it goes. But I had a question about his mom, the sleeping thing. Is that
let's go through the episode then. Let's
go
through. So it did open with him in the hospital after the last scene was him getting that offer from the system to either become a player or have his heart stop in 0.002 seconds, which is really quick.
Which is fast. And I definitely did not see him press anything, but I guess he did.
Yeah, it did. You know how when you screen record on your phone and it just shows a little tap, but not your finger, obviously? That's what happened. But yeah, so he woke up to all of his, he pulled an Eren Yeager, woke up, all his limbs are back. He doesn't know how it happened. Yeager. Yeah, remember when we got that gag when that Titan bit off his arm trying to save Armin? We just knew it was over. Not y'all pulling Game of Thrones. He the main character.
I remember that. Yes.
So he gets wake up, and that's when we get introduced to Jin Chul. Yeah, Jin Chul. He's the manager of the Hunter Association, and he's coming there with what's his name, Kang. Yeah, and he was trying to follow up on the whole situation with the double dungeon, because the people that survived were able to contact the guild to rescue them. But when they got there, that whole football stadium arena gone, all the statues gone, all that's left is healed him and a bunch of remains.
Nothing. Right, which is crazy.
Right. So they was thinking that it was like there was some foul play going on with him and whoever was remaining, the remains or whatever. But because everybody's stories was matching up perfectly, they was clear to suspicion. Right. And that led into them talking about a second awakening that he could have possibly had, which led to the testing.
Which we was getting our hopes of. We're like, okay, yeah, that's it. He finna be on that thing. It's over 9,000. We thought we was gonna have our Vegeta moment. He had the scanner and was like, "Oh, he's over 9,000." So that was funny. I thought we were gonna have that little moment, but we didn't.
I mean, because I put myself in his shoes. Like, can you imagine? Number one, realizing, because they showed him in the past just walking. I guess he had a construction job, and he just dropped the bag and was like, and then he went and got tested. So like, what do you think that feels like to awake? Because keep in mind, he also is a 10 power level. So like, what do you think that feels like to like awaken?
Well, he must have been 70 at the time. That's why I'm like, his power level must have dropped from whatever happened, because he said an E would be 70.
Typically a normal E, but that's why he's the weakest, because once you're awakened, that's your power level. He awoke with a 10.
Well, he must have felt like the bag must have been lighter. Is that what awakening makes you stronger? He probably,
that could have been it.
Like maybe he felt it suddenly, like
he stated that when he finally did, we'll get to his training, but like when he leveled up, he said he could feel it. He could feel himself being stronger. I'm like, that has to be an interesting, like,
that would be cool to just suddenly feel like all of a sudden
lighter, faster, stronger.
That's what I think it was. I think he just felt all of a sudden that it was lighter. That was my understanding.
That's probably it.
So that's how he knew he was. But this time he didn't feel any stronger. So he didn't have a second awakening. Maybe. Right? He didn't.
No, that's what they was thinking. And I mean, when I was reading, I was like, oh shit, he's absolutely about to be like S-class. Here we go.
That's what I thought. Yeah. No, he was so excited.
Not quite.
And then we kind of got a little bit of understanding of his mom. Like, she got some kind of disease. Did she get it from the other world that opened up? Is that what they said?
So they said that she got it 4 years prior to this story starting. The gates appeared 10 years ago. And that's when that sleep disease, what do they call it? Final rest.
Began. Started showing up. So it's something
she caught it 6 years later.
Okay. So there's something related to that world.
Their theory is that it's overexposure to mana.
Interesting.
That's their theory, but I mean, we'll see what happens. But
because we got like, what mana would she be overexposed to? Because Sunjin Woo weak, so
it could be just in general, because like that's kind of what they were talking about in the first the first episode, is like utilizing all the mana crystals that they get from the gate. So I'm imagining there might be what's called like warehouses or something where there's just a large amount of crystals collected.
Oh, and like,
so maybe like, this is just literally speculation. Yeah, she might be living next door to
do we eventually learn more about that? That's what I'm just curious. No, you don't have
100%. Yeah,
okay, cool.
100%.
That's an interesting thing, because I'm like, that's fascinating. I wonder if it's going to come to a decision. I feel like Sunjin Woo's character has a lot of tragedy ahead of him to get to wherever he has to be. But I mean, he went through that whole thing, but I don't know. It just, I don't know what's going to happen to him, but it just feels like it's lining up for him to, it ain't over. Struggle's not over for him. And then I'm just being weak, but more than just that. So we got his sister, and we had the whole thing with his mom. I can't even remember what was happening with his sister. She was mostly just fussing at him most of the episode, right?
Well, she was. I kind of like this too about Gina's character. I call her Gina, like damn Gina. Gina's character, I like that they brought her in like this, where she came in a little upset. She was like, listen, if you keep hurting yourself when everybody coming out squeaky clean, I'm about to quit school if this keeps up. And I like that, because it was like it made it obvious to me at that point that her character is a little bit more likable. She's not just like, because in my mind I'm like, you not that much older than her, and you out here killing yourself every day to be able to afford her treatments and for this girl to go to school,
right?
You got to get a job. Right, you got to get a job. But I think like, obviously you get a degree, you probably have more job prospects, you can make more money. So that could be the end goal for her, is like, if you say you're going to do this, okay, fine, I'll keep going to school, and maybe I can get a better job to alleviate that from you, because it's clear that they love each other. Like when he saw her, he was like, I almost really was okay with leaving you here. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was like, I like them grounding their relationship. Yeah. And truly care about each other. So I like that. That she gave.
But it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. I'm just saying.
It's just
just the anime really grounding a sibling relationship usually doesn't end up well. Usually it's either very strange or it's non-factor a little bit. But I mean, anime, if they're gonna ground a character and give you emotional attachment, it's just so they can use it later to rip your heart out. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
What they do, girl.
That's what they do. I'm a little scared of their relationship, but I think that was good. And I know you can't tell what happened now that chronologically, what happens after we did the hospital scene? Was that the training?
I think we went. That kind of goes right into it, because he asked her, he can't open the message, and he's trying to figure out how to open it because he can touch the screen, but it's not doing anything. And she's like, I mean, open your message box. He says it out loud, it opens, and that's where he gets his directives, his first quest. And when I tell you this could not be me, and I don't understand why it's Jinwoo, because he sees what he has to do. His little that's the One Punch Man training regimen. 100 push-ups. That's how One Punch Man became One Punch Man. Apparently he did
100 push-ups a day
every day, which is crazy, and made him lose his hair and get super powerful. So they gave him the One Punch Man training schedule, and he literally reads, do this or there is a penalty in red. Aren't you tired of ignoring signs?
I mean, don't, first of all, chill, because that's me. I listen until I had
penalty in red.
I mean, that could have just been like,
pause,
you can't sleep.
You just casually walked through a double dungeon ornate ass door.
But see,
which was plenty warning enough.
He may not be thinking they're related. I don't know how, but maybe he has an avoidant personality type. The type of people that's like, this is a problem. I'm just going to walk away and pretend it's not happening right now. And then I'll come back and then I'll pick it up. And then they never come back. Like, that's probably Sun Jinwoo. He's an avoidant type. He's a procrastinator. That's all. I feel that.
I'm going to be sensitive and say, I guess.
I'm in the hospital. First of all, bitch, I'm tired. So who gonna take me, boo?
Get it. The whole system, this magical flying board.
He don't know what the system is, though. He don't have no content.
It's not like his memory got wiped. But it's like you just 3 days prior to you a second ago, because you was in a coma, but 3 days prior, you just got mutilated, massacred, traumatized. I try not to
remember that because of PTSD. We have suppressed the memories, and he wasn't thinking that it was gonna teleport his ass to somewhere else. So even then, you're like, how bad could the penalty be? I'm safe here. I'm not in a dungeon. I'm not in the other world. I'm chilling over here in the hospital. Like, I think he could have, in his mind, rationalized that the penalty wouldn't be that hard, or maybe it'd be like, a timeout. He probably would have just did.
It didn't look like a lot of thinking. It's like he saw that, said, "What is that?" He looked at it like an Orange Theory workout plan. He walked in the door, saw the workout list, and was like,
"I think not." I am Sun Jinwoo, because I would have looked at it the same way. Work out.
I would have looked at it like crazy, but bitch, when I tell you my ass would have threw a jacket on, I don't want to know.
Because also,
I don't want to know.
I just had my level read, and I'm still at a 10. So also, I know I still can't get stronger. According to the rules, I'm not gonna get stronger. So you just got me out here doing push-ups, and what's that gonna do?
I guess like they say. Fuck around and find out. So moving on in the story, he fucks around. Time goes by. In the middle of his sleep at 3 a.m., that shit hits 0. And I'm talking about in the desert. Scorching hot desert. Pokemon mega level Cinescorch pop out. Multiple.
Survive for 3 hours or 4?
4 hours of straight running. Not only just straight running, barefoot on hot desert sand.
Well,
how did this below E-level hunter survive running on soft, hot sand barefoot for 4 hours?
He got potential, untapped potential.
Oh my God.
Break him. I mean, did you see, first of all, the crying and the running was crazy. And when he finally got out, the way who drew them quadruple bags?
Oh, them bags. That was in my notes. That was in my notes. I was like, I am so happy because I was literally from the moment it flashed back and he'd been running for 2 hours. I said bullshit. And I wasn't okay with it until he got back and I saw them bags. I was like, at least we got that because he was haggard.
Tired. I was like, who took the time to draw all them bags under his eyes?
I love it though.
Had 5, 6 of bags under his eyes. It was crazy. See,
it was intense.
He was looking like that worm told you be having. Well, Gato now.
The daddy worm.
Yeah.
The mama, daddy.
The mama worm. He was looking like that little worm. So he was tired, but he made it. And then
he made it.
He got on the program right after that.
Well, and this is a random little thing. It's literally no big deal at all. It was just something I noticed. In the the nurses that break in, they're like, where did this sand come from?
Oh, see,
because like he's running and his feet kick up a little bit and he's teleported and there's like sand on the floor and it's something stupid random that's not in the anime.
Yeah,
but
did it though.
Yeah, it would have been a cute little piece to it. But he actually takes it serious now. You saw his ass first thing in the morning threw that Adidas tracksuit on.
My track. Yeah.
He's a runner. He's a track star. Because that's my.
Get ready.
When I saw that,
yeah,
I would be fine with all of those, but that 10-kilometer, run, that kilometer run, that would have been the one that I'm like, I need to start immediately because I'm not gonna get through this and 300 other tasks. I got to start immediately.
They playing.
So they are playing, but I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
I like seeing him get serious about it. I like seeing him get serious about it. And, I guess we need that because if he shows up jacked, then you're like, okay. Which I've seen him because even in the
intro
art for the show and the art.
Yeah. They don't hide that there's not going to be. Yeah, he changes. He changes.
So I'm curious. I'm very curious about this because I'm like, push-ups can't make you taller. I mean, you see time skip or
right, and there's not a height stat either. I don't think that he's putting points into.
Is there a time skip or is this just a fine stat? Like, your fineness level is just gonna go up so you get taller. I don't understand how he gets taller, so I'm very curious to see if there's a time skip. I don't know his age. Do we know his age?
I think he's not in school, so I think he's not Yuji. He's definitely not like 16. And that's what I think I like about it.
Not like that much younger.
His sister is, let me see, Jinwoo age.
I mean, that's, yeah. I don't know. It's just a height thing for me. Because I'm like, if he's over the age of puberty, you're probably not going to get that much taller. But, it is.
Dang. Why are they gatekeeping his age?
I guess they don't want. I don't know. But he's an adult, right?
Oh, he at the beginning, he's 24. 24 years old.
Okay. I'm curious to know how he gets taller. That's all I'm saying. So,
men do hit puberty later in age.
Not 24.
Men still be growing up until I feel like 28, 29.
Okay. We'll see. I'm just curious. Maybe something will happen. Maybe it's some extra in there. Because I remember seeing the teaser when we first. I think the teaser for Solo Leveling. I think I was seeing him already post glow up. So, so he started taking it serious, and I got a little glimpse. I enjoyed the training montage. I liked the little goblin fight, especially because isn't that where we went to next? Like he trained.
While he was training, though, we get a flash to Jihoon. Juwei.
Who is that?
What's his girl's name?
The girl,
or the healer that, or he may light. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, Juhi. Yeah. So we get a flash to Juhi. I'm talking about my girl is struggling out here. Yeah, she's traumatized. That would be me. Okay, while you Jinwoo, that would be me. If I survive that, you cannot get me to go in the smallest of gates, bitch. Because now I know that this 10 years of research I have on these gates is inconclusive. Okay, I am not safe. So I'm gonna need another.
Smiling. Yeah, I would.
Girl, I'm gonna need another 2 years of y'all exploring D&E gates before I go back in there. I'm sorry.
Right. No, that's legit.
I just can't do it. And so she got called to do a job. She turned that shit down, which I gave a little pat on the back. I was like, take your time, girl, heal. But then she gets informed that Jinwoo is awake. So she's like, gets a little happy, and which I love because I'm like, yes, some light in her life. So she goes to see him with a little basket of flowers and stuff, and just timing. She goes outside. Well, she's up and she sees him running and overhears the nurses and was like, yeah, he just got to get it. He just we can't get him to stay sitting down, like he's outside like training or whatever, talking about having to get stronger. And she immediately thinks it's to start doing gates again.
Right.
She doesn't know that he's kind of forced to do this, or he's gonna, go on a bad vacation again. So I did hate that she didn't actually finish to actually see him, which did suck. Yeah. I was like, because I would feel like her too. I'm like, this nigga, I have spent so much time telling him to chill out before this, and now after this, it's like it didn't mean none to you. Like you just back at it. Like I would have been irritated too.
He dealing with his trauma. He getting stronger. He trying to get a little stronger.
But for somebody that like I feel like we getting hints that she obviously really cares for him. So it's like I could fully understand the irritation and the frustration with that. It's like the person that you care about is out here just ignoring, not giving a F about his life, essentially.
Well, he got stuff to do and he broke and she ain't paying no bills. So hey.
So true.
You trying to take this financial burden off, or you just trying to sit on the side and tell me what to do? So
that is very true. And that's the sucky thing about that is, unless you gonna really step up in that way, you got to let people go through their process and all that. But it's still as that person though. As that person, it does fucking suck, especially when you don't.
Tell nobody not to do something that I ain't finna step in and do nothing about.
Oh, I'm the same. I'm gonna say it once, maybe twice if I love you. Right. But I'm gonna let you do you, but it doesn't suck any less though.
Yeah, it does suck.
For me.
So I mean, I can see, yeah, she does care about him. And the last time they saw each other, it was a very traumatic thing also. Like it was a whole bad thing. It's like he had lost a foot and
a whole bad thing.
Like, like gruesome. You're gonna die, and one guy whose arm was attached carried me out while I was already traumatized. So I mean, triggered, automatic.
Which is interesting too, the difference. And I like that they show both of them because Juhee is going through it, girl. And Jinwoo kind of wakes up and he immediately has this thing to distract him. And I do like that they pointed out how he didn't realize, he even said it out loud, I didn't think I was traumatized. He does say that. So I do give him a little bit of that because maybe it's just having never, but that's crazy. I can't even say that.
He keeps moving. I feel like he's had so many situations in his life. Like he lives in a different mental space than them because he's
very true.
I think every time he goes in, he expects that he could die. I think he's had to face
that's
that
very
reality
true
more often than everybody else. But even when he was doing something, he had the little flash of the smiling statue. And so that to me showed that he still lives with that trauma. It's just he's moving, and that flash, I was traumatized. I was like, ooh,
I told you that smile, sitting with that smile at the end of that chapter was goosebumpy, girl. So I can understand that being seared into your memory forever.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like that. Hey, is it Kaya Dobson? So I just think it shows how people deal with trauma differently. I'm sure they're all traumatized. Yeah. But I would be in the mental break camp too, I think. Like I would be like her too.
Girl, let me get so after he finishes his 100 push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, whatever run, he gets my favorite part is a loot box. But that is all, honestly, I just want to be able to open a loot box in front of me.
I know, it's so satisfying.
That's why I'm addicted to these gacha games. When I finally get on the train, I might break off for a couple months to a year, download another one, and I'm hooked again because it's just that gambling aspect of opening up a loot box, girl.
I think that's the best part of battle royales too. Like when you kill someone and their box drops and you get to loot it, it's just so satisfying.
It's a great little feeling. So he gets instant recovery, which is like, okay, now I know I can put my whole ass in these workouts. If I know the moment I finish, I'm gonna be back to normal.
Yeah.
Great tool. That he gets skill points. I'm assuming it goes higher the level, so he gets 3 now. But he's been at this for 4 days now, so his strength went from a 10 to like a 31. At that point, I'm not using my little loot box key to go venture into a dungeon by myself. What I'm going to do is find them other 3 niggas that left me in that dungeon and test my skills that way. We squaring up.
Not you. He told him to go.
I changed my mind. Even if I did tell you to go, you did it. And I feel different now because I'm alive and well. So let's have a talk. Let's meet up.
That's you
about to sharpen these daggers, bitch.
I like he used all his points for strength.
He did. He is fully glass cannoning himself. He didn't touch intelligence, agility, defense. He just went straight to strength, which I like that they are giving these flashbacks from even when he was younger. I mean, when he first started being a hunter, and he was like he was so jazzed up. He was like, I can finally afford these treatments. You can go to school. This is it. I can provide. Baby. Girl, humbled, and then them little assholes that was like, you sit down, you don't get no loot if you don't help. And the way he just accepted and then apologized. I mean, that's why I said that explains why he went straight to string. So I was like, you know what? Fair. Understandable. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, but he went into the thing with the key. He's so, I don't know if he's naive. I just think
that is it. It's either naivety or stupidity.
I just think he's in survival. I don't know if he's in like some kind of weird survival mode just because of what the cards he's been dealt in life, where I don't think he takes time to, I don't think he feels like he's in control of like his life or anything. Like
not until he's pushed up against the wall, apparently. That's the only time his brain just want to work. Because once again, girl, signs. You got a key, you getting stronger. But even the doorknob looks intricate. Like, I feel like he doesn't process that ornate things lead to danger, girl.
What's he got to lose?
His life. The sister that he just was regretting potentially leaving alone in this world.
Says, you're giving yourself the best shot.
Don't bring that damn song up, girl. I'm just
he's
getting used to it. Don't make me not like it.
Don't make me not like it. What he's supposed to do, what's the point of being safe and alive if you're no use to the people you care about? You're a burden. Like, he's a man in a collectivist society. He cannot just sit home and be alive. And
he don't gotta sit home. Let me tell you what I would do. Can I run my general experience? I wake up, right? I already said I'll go hunt down them people, but let's say I'm not this violent, right?
Right, because
I realize that this is a whole goddamn video game. I play video games, so I know immediately what my strategy is, because what I don't know is if I have another life after this. Which in my mind, this game is a one life situation. So I would start off how he did. He got his strength up for 4 days, up in his strength. The type of player I am, I'm going out to the fields and I'm working for another solid, slow 6 more weeks.
Hello.
Girl, I am stacking. I am over leveling early.
So when you play those games, you are the person. You're like, I can't stand people like that.
I'm a great. Not all the time. I didn't do that with Diablo. I didn't do that with
like the dungeon queens. I can't stand y'all people.
Listen, number one, I like to feel overpowered. That is a sensation that I enjoy in a lot of video games, not all of them. But you said you like to struggle. I think, but like, that's the thing. Like
I'm Sanjay.
Pokemon was a good one until I realized that they stopped listening to your ass. Pokemon was the one I did that to initially. I stayed in Route 1. I went around, fought all them fucking Pidgeys. Got up to like level 6 and realized, I just beat this gym, but these niggas doing what they want to do. So I had to back off of that. But I mean, this is your life, though. This is your whole life. I need security.
Like being alive is
I need security.
The utmost in the hierarchy of importance. You know what I mean? Like, for some people, it's like, well, I don't want to be alive if I'm going to be useless and a burden to everybody. You know what I mean? I could totally see
That's true.
being that way. So I don't think surviving is of the utmost in his order of hierarchy. And also, like, I'm kind of like him. When I play games, I'll be like, oh, I probably should go in here. But I'm going to go. And I'm probably not leveled up enough to even win the fight. I'm going to try.
But there's also a difference between you sitting in the comfort of your home playing a video game and being the video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think for him,
I feel like there would be a little bit more caution.
I think that's why I think it's good that they spent time raising the stakes for him, as far as like we see what he's doing this for and like how important it is to him and like how much he sees himself as like the man of the family. He is the man of the family. And I don't know what his dad is, but where's his dad? Did we not talk about his dad? Is he dead? I don't know.
We haven't got any type of like exposition about anybody outside of his mama.
Okay. But I mean, so then it makes sense to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he has all this pressure to perform. He has all this pressure to like, you know? And so I can kind of see why he just feels like he has to keep moving forward. You know, like I got to get there because this on the other side of this door could be loot. Like on the other side of this door could be the cure for my mom. On the
There's levels to it. There's levels to it, 100%. And I can acknowledge that, but this is all just from the cowardice in me.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when he turned around and couldn't leave anymore. In my mind, I would have been like, this is what I deserve because I was stupid and walked my ass in here unprepared.
What was going on the adventure? You know, but I think we saw that in him early, though, that, well, first of all, you E-class and you still in here going in these dungeons. And then when you
solo, though, okay, actually, that's my biggest gripe is that it was solo.
But when he had the choice to also go in that double dungeon, he chose to go in, which was dumb. And then like... Right. And then in this case, I think because he's going through this whole experience alone, like nobody else can see this thing. You know what I mean? So I think he's kind of just like, I think he's so confused. He don't know what's going on. He's just kind of like, okay, I guess it's worth exploring. Like, I think if he had only had experiences like being teleported and having to survive for 4 hours, I don't think he'd be more willing to do it. But since he does see that he's getting rewards on the other side, I think he's kind of like, okay.
You know what? I think I am lessening how much of a draw that is for him, considering all the time he has been in dungeons and only been able to maybe squeak out these $80 crystals. So that absolutely is something that I can see being a more driving force to take these options when presented to him. Yeah, because he doesn't have to share with anybody if he gets through. It's just, I think the only thing that's immersion breaking for me when it comes to his character is having that moment of realizing losing his sister and then the next day or the next 4 days, like instantly being like, so what? That's the only problem. My only problem.
Yeah, I can see that. So then what happens after he goes in the dungeon? He fights the goblins.
Yeah, that was the first time since it started in these 3 episodes that I saw, like, maybe because my eyes are sensitive now from our journey with JJK in the last series, that I did notice while he was dodging the goblins that it took a slight dip down, but it didn't bother me because it was only that one. It literally, like, now my eyes like are trained on it, like y'all could have did something different there, which was so stupid. Literally, I caught myself while I was being like, what is this? But it's just him in the background dodging. Like, there's nothing special there. So
I like that
instantly threw that away. I did too.
I was cheering for him,
which was like interesting to me again, because I'm like, it would have been more interesting to me if he would have put like maybe just 3 points in his agility. But the fact that he was still the same person, just with heightened strength, and he seemed like he was much more evasive and stuff. So that's the only thing that like made me go,
You might be like, okay, maybe I need a little agility. You know, maybe he'll get out of trauma mode and like strength. You know, it's like there's Sims that you like pick a career path and then you're just like, I'm just gonna load up all of that. You know, maybe now that he sees the importance of agility, or he will learn, then he'll start.
A little unprofessional. I gotta use the bathroom.
I'll be
right back, girl. Talk amongst yourself.
Dwayne has to go to the back. He is drinking alcohol. He's been drinking hot toddies with what is it? Pecan moonshine or something like that. So, you know, you gotta excuse him. But in the meantime, we'll just wait for Twan to come back. And I was watching Solo Leveling actually. Just so you know, I was watching Solo Leveling live on my Twitch. So I don't know if you're on the YouTube side, but I also stream on Twitch. Sometimes I stream video games. What I've been playing, like Overwatch, Apex, a little Fortnite, and a few other things. But on Saturday, I did an anime watch party, and that was fun. We watched a little bit of anime. We watched the new episode of Solo Leveling. We watched the new episode of Sign of Affection, and we watched some Peach Girl and some little variety shows while we were eating lunch together on not TikTok, Twitch. So, you know, you can hang out over there if you want to watch some anime with me. I might make it a thing. I'm not sure if I want to watch Solo Leveling every Saturday on Twitch, but since it does come out and it's like one of the first things I do in the morning, when Saturdays roll around, I'm like, it's a new episode out, so I like to watch them. So it could become a thing that I watch them on Twitch. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you're following me on Twitch so that when I'm live with my anime watch parties, you can join me for it. So there we go. We're back. All right. Okay. So I was just talking about my anime watch parties that I don't know if I'm gonna make it a Saturday thing, but Sign of Affection comes out on Saturdays and Solo Leveling, so I might make it a thing where we watch them. But he fought the goblins. We were talking about him not having a lot of agility. But I liked seeing that little flash of something coming out. I don't know what it was, but we saw a little glimpse of, I don't know, potential being tapped into maybe. I'm not sure what I was saying.
What happened?
When he was fighting the goblins and he like killed the first one, and then it was like, I think when he was fighting the last two or something like that, he had a little glimpse.
Felt like something clicked.
I saw a little something. I saw a little, like a little razzle dazzle there with that knife. With the knife.
My ass stood up. Yeah, you saw that little shoot.
I saw that little catch. It was a little razzle dazzle. I saw it.
I was like, okay, right. Yeah. A little seasoning on his movements now.
Seasoning. I said, okay, I see something there. I see something there. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I do know in one of the key images for the show, it's him with I think it's the same. Is it the same? Well, not one of them broke the little, but he likes a little dagger. Seems like a little dagger.
Girl, when I tell you, I love
Last of Us.
Emma? Ellie.
No. You know, main girl. She's good with a knife.
Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie.
Yeah.
Little Ellie.
Very Ellie. I love that. I love his choice to use daggers. I mean, I don't think it's spoiling. You see all through the intro, like
everywhere.
Yeah, like it's a lot of dagger. But I love that that's his like choice of weapon. You know, like. Apparently, obviously, you see that's what he started with, and we see in the intro he's still using one. So I do like the choice that's like his weapon, because I'm trying to think, like, is there a lot of main characters who use like specifically daggers in a lot of action anime?
I mean, I'm trying to think of off the top of my head close combat characters. I would say maybe not protagonists, but I mean, like, you know, like a Ting. I mean, it's not daggers, but you know, you'll have those characters who have those shorter, close range kind of brawly weapons a little bit, but usually not the protagonist, you know.
That's what I'm saying for the protagonist is because I feel like a dagger comes with the ideal that it's a lesser weapon. It's not as big, it's not as powerful. You know, it's easy to probably overcome if you battling something that's like way more intimidating than a dagger. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I always have
I like that
for the hand-to-hand and close range fighters.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's why I usually got my respect from Jump.
Still to this day, because I'm like usually just throwing hands with sorcerers and stuff. Like it's
impressive.
Crazy. Like you got to get in close, so you got to be real smart and like have a certain battle sense. So we got a little glimpse of it. I thought that was cute. I was cheering for him.
I mean, I literally round of applause when he killed the first one. I was so proud.
I was like, come on. Tap in.
Literally out loud, I was like, you got this, bro. Another one and another one and another one. But then when that damn lichen came out, oh buddy, with a metal jaw.
Is that where we ended? Yeah.
He took care of those. And that's, bitch, you know, you got to turn around in a video game when the person's name is in red. That moment I saw that, I was like, oh, that door closed. Bitch, with your train just a little bit more, huh? So that name could be green when you walked in.
That's not what you want to see.
Girl,
I was like,
I'm
oh,
telling you,
short-lived victory. How nice it was while it lasted.
So short.
But I did like the fact that it was the goblins, and we had seen
nice
them
full
before.
circle moment.
A full circle moment. I don't know why goblins are always depicted as such freaks. With the tongues.
In everything. Goblins are a little perverse. There's no reasoning with goblins. They are just menaces, and in everything that they encapsulate, besides slime.
Yeah,
goblins should be eradicated in everything besides.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. That time I got reincarnated with the slime. It's the only
goblin. I can't wait for it to come back.
Who are not, wagging their tongues. But that was cute full circle before we got that other boss. And I think that was cool to see that, okay, he is getting stronger. I think that was a good moment to say, like, even though he can't change his level, something's happening here because, it was 10. So it was good to see that all that stuff he was doing something. I'm still ready to see what the mechanism is behind it. Like, what is going on? What is really going on? But I do also want to know a lot more development. I know. I want to know what the villain guy is up to too. So I mean, I just decided.
So you think Fire Eisen is going to be the antagonist?
I don't know if he'll be the antagonist. I mean, it's pretty early in the show. He could be the first, mini boss, kind of sorts, like a lead to that. But I mean, he did the glasses push up, and it just seems sketchy, and it seems like they're walking them into a trap to get rid of them. Maybe it just feels wrong.
You saying they like that? That is like a what they call it, Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, it just feels like a cleanup. It just feels like a cleanup kind of thing. Like, we got this thing that happened. We don't want anybody to know about it. So we got to take all the witnesses out for some reason. There's nothing to give me that impression, but that's just what it feels like. Like, am I wrong? They were rounding up everybody who was in the dungeon, right? They were putting them on the team.
So those are two separate situations. So okay. I call him Fire Eisen because everybody that got the glasses and that hair reminds me of Eisen.
He got the wolf haircut.
Right. So that conversation with Cheyenne, he wanted. Oh, that was a kind of a portion that we skipped a little bit. So we got introduction to that there are these guilds all over the world that train hunters, not train, but like bring them into their agency that they get charged to tackle these gates as they pop up. We also got more world building, like the populace's relationship with the gates. Like, oh, it's just another traffic blockage. Like, oh, another gate popped up. Ignoring the fact that there are bloodthirsty monsters that will shred your children in front of your face on the other side of that gate. But they're just like, oh, it's a road convenience. I wish these hunters would come and clean them up, which I like. It's interesting to see like how normal
they got so used to it.
Exactly. So he was setting up a team. They were charged to tackle a D rank gate or a B gate, something. It was just a random gate that popped up and he wanted her to lead it, and it just gives you more insight into her character. She's like this S rank hunter, powerful, but she doesn't really see herself as like a leader, that type of thing. She almost seems like she's from that first episode, kind of like she's not confident in her abilities, kind of. Yeah. So I think that was interesting and something that we might jump back and forth to. And I'm just, I can't say it enough. I love that we're getting introduced to these people so we can dive into their characters a little bit more. I love that choice. So even if it might slow down the show a little bit, I'm kind of here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. And I mean, if they make good decisions with pacing, I'm still trying to figure out if it's 12 or 24. The jury's still out. I don't know.
Yeah, I wish they would say something.
12, some people say 24. Some people say 12.
No, it's a conversation by now.
Yeah, like some people say
the studio knows.
Mid-season, then another 12. So we'll see. I mean, but they're anime with only 12 episodes in a season.
Yeah, there are, but I don't want this one to
take a long, it'll be like 12 episodes and then like a break and then another 12 come out. Because I remember when Attack on Titan first started, I think they did that. And I thought that the season was over. And then I came back like the next year, like, oh, a new season is out. And then I saw it was like another 12 episodes I just never saw because I didn't realize it was a break. So, I mean, that happens.
We'll be fine with that. I kind of hope they do that. I just don't want them to do 12 hard episodes and do a stop and then go to season 2 years later.
Like a whole
I need them to fully set the story fully. If you know what, we gonna circle back around to this when we get the last episode. I hope they stop at a point that I think they will. They should, and we gonna talk about that once we get there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it so far. The first couple episodes have been all as a whole have been good to pull me into the show. I definitely
attention grabbing
watching it. Yeah, it's I'm curious. It's got a lot of things that need to be answered, which for me is a very good draw for most shows. If it's gonna pull me in and I want to figure it out, I'm gonna watch it. So I've been enjoying it, and everybody who knows I've been watching it or watching anime have been coming, oh, I really like Solo Leveling. So people are enjoying it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right? I don't remember. Yeah, what we did. Do they do previews to the next? If they do, I'm not watching. Okay, I was gonna say if they do, I'm not watching them.
They give you the title card for next episode, which is I must get stronger, or I have to get stronger. That's the next title.
Oh, so yeah, he's gonna have a fight. That'll be good. I would assume from that he's gonna definitely have a fight.
I mean, it ended with him being circled by that lichen, and it made a jump at him, and it cut right there. So that's where we end. His dagger's broken, no weapon, and he's being charged. What do you think is gonna happen?
The thing about it is I'm not sure he can respawn yet. Like, we don't know if he dies, does he come back? So is this going to be one of those things where like you died a million deaths, or is it
because he can't leave, so he has to clear it, right?
Yeah, he has to clear it. And then, like, remember we were talking about the outro last week. We were talking about, I was saying the themes that it seems like it has. Like,
I didn't watch it again. I think I should have watched it again this week.
Yeah, like looking at the outro, then it would make sense that maybe he can't die.
And he's like trapped in this like repetitive thing.
Which is like
being respond.
Yeah.
I mean, you did say he got some more sadness coming up, so
yeah, or it's
he might be missing for a couple more weeks.
Or you have like a certain amount. I don't know if it's infinite, but like even like a certain amount to do
of attempts.
So yeah, so I don't think he'll win the fight, but I suspect that there may be some kind of respawn mechanism of some sort, even if it's limited to a certain amount. So I don't know.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but I guess that's it. Are you watching anything else? Just Solo Leveling right now?
I did start Heaven's Blessing.
Heaven's Official Blessing, yeah.
Heaven's Official Blessing. I did start that. And I didn't expect it to be action oriented at all. A little, honestly. So that first episode did kind of like raise my eyebrow a little bit because I was expecting, I was expecting it to be a little sappy, very star-crossed lovers. Passing each other in the hallway, giving looks, that type of thing.
Yeah, they actually have like a whole ass plot going on.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting it. And honestly, because I wasn't expecting it to be so I don't know how deep it goes, but I wasn't expecting that level of depth, I guess. So it kind of threw me off, and I did fall asleep because like I don't know, my brain wasn't set up to process a lot. So because it was, I kind of malfunctioned and fell asleep. It is.
Also very like, I love to go to sleep to Heaven's Official Blessing. Like I watch.
That's the thing. I can see that for me. I can see myself, even though I'm not saying that's a mark of it not being good, but I definitely woke back up and played it again and finished it. But I can see myself falling asleep a couple of times during this, and I think I'm gonna enjoy it.
Knowing that I'm like in a relaxed mood and I'm probably gonna fall asleep and take a midday nap. And I just make it through whatever I make it through, and then I'll go back and watch it.
Right.
But also, the one thing I do love about it, which I mean, boys love aren't necessarily bad about it. I just love the acceptance that the characters have of themselves in the show. Nice. I just love that. Some people like a shy thing, like, oh, I'm trying not to be this person I am, where you got to push me to accept myself, and I'm
kind of tired of it.
Yeah, I love that about this show. Like. I just love that it's like so much unspoken, but it's just like a confidence there in the characters. I love that.
I like it when we don't have to go through the challenge of accepting who you are. I like a show or anime where gay people exist. They are comfortable within themselves and they are simply moving along in the plot of the story and just happens to naturally find something like a regular ass relationship. That's what
in a regular
relationship, want to be drawn to.
Even if you know yourself, just like, if this is a first love kind of thing, you're gonna have to push yourself anyway. Like, I hate that whole thing of you gotta push me past my own boundaries to get me to realize who I am. Right. And it's like, if you've never been in a relationship or anything, like, it's gonna push you enough. You're gonna be pushed just by somebody trying to be in your space. Right. So we don't need extra pushing past boundaries. Like, we just I know you want to kiss me right now, so let's kiss. Like, that's enough push. I don't need you really like boys. Like, I just don't need that. I hate that way. That's why I hate Moe. I hate all of those, like, innocent trope, like the innocent person who's just so innocent. And like, there's a show on Netflix that everybody like about the wife or something like that. It fucking irritates me. I hate it. I hate everything about it.
You have successfully snuck into my subconscious when it comes to these type of shows. Like, because through you, I am now irritated with long confessions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go through the whole show of y'all building. It happens, but then I don't get to sit in it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Y'all, you feel me now? That's the one thing I can expect about Peach Girl, even though it's trash.
They got to it. Okay. The first kiss, even though I read it years ago, the first kiss did still maybe go, oh,
they was confessing and kissing episode 1.
That's why I said, I was like, I see why Brie is watching more than one episode. Number 1, triggering. Number 2, they get into business.
They get into it. So, I mean, I like that. But yeah, Heaven's Official Blessing, highly recommend it. It has a whole storyline and it's fascinating. I love it. I like the world building that they do too. Like with the whole kingdoms. It's really good. I really
And there was a that's funny you mentioned that, because in our group anime thread at work, I did think I brought this up last time, but somebody posted, is anybody into Shonen Ai? And I was like, realizing, I was like, I am, obviously, but I haven't really sat down and watched one or read one in years. Like, I can't think of one that I jumped. It's like boys love genre.
Oh, okay. With AI. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, I would realize, I was like, it's been so long, and they just posted like, when I said I asked for a recommendation,
it was like, I got
flooding, and I didn't realize there was that many people at my job that was into that genre. So that was nice. I did enjoy that.
Right.
I was trying to look it up now to find a list, but even if I did, it was so long.
I got a few plugs. It's something that I've even read a few manga. Okay. I'm not a manga reader, but I was like, what? Is there smut here? Say less.
Oh my God. Yeah. I stumbled upon, but I look for it. It was I don't know what it was that I was going through. Oh, that's what it was. I was playing Mortal Kombat. I told you I just bought Mortal Kombat.
Right.
And I was playing, I was like, it's insane how big they make Omni-Man. And I was like, I went back and pulled up the show, and I was like, yeah, Omni-Man is big. And while I was like pulling that up, it was like there's like Wattpad or whatever. There, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. There was a site that popped up while I was looking for BL Omni-Man manga.
Oh my God! You gonna have to send me that in the bag chat.
The one that popped up was fully colored, amazing art, clutching pearls.
Listen,
it was Omni-Man and Immortal.
Armagus.
Oh my
I don't know how to say your name. Yes, send me the link, because if there's one thing that'll push me to read a manga, it's that. I always read those. I don't read nothing else. I'm not gonna read no shonen, but I'll read that. I'm a smut enthusiast. So.
Oh hey, we so bad with the chat.
I put it up, and then I put the high up, and then they just said I'll stop yapping. So I'm not sure what happened there.
No, yeah, keep yapping, keep yapping. We need to do better.
Yeah, I know sometimes people don't know if we're really live, right? Like they come in and they're like, hey, to see if we're really live. So try to say hey to them, and then I try to put the comments up and see if they say anything.
You know, my ass I be yapping. No,
I'm always watching. I be seeing y'all over there in the corner saying hello. Yeah. I mean, it's just not any right. If you have any recommendations,
though, definitely drop them, because I mean, I have a full list, but I can always compare. Add them to the queue.
See, well, I will be watching Kevin's official blessing on Twitch, I think, as well. Like, I might watch it, but I was gonna watch it, but then I'm like in the middle of season 2, in the middle of an episode, so I was like, that's probably not a good place to start. But I might go back and watch season 1 just because it was a couple years in between, so I kind of don't even remember what happened in season 1. So I just remember loving it immediately. I just remember.
I think have you ever watched Classroom of the Elite?
Did I start that?
Because somebody told me season 3 just started, or is coming out, or is out right now, or something like that. And I want to watch it because they like really hyped it up, and I haven't seen any of it. So
I maybe haven't watched that one. No.
Classroom of the Elite. I don't even know honestly what it's about. I might have watched the first episode a while ago and just.
I need a good seinen to watch. Like I need another dark seinen. Like I feel like it's been a minute. Like I need. You know what I'm saying? Like watching KevOnStage watch Death Note and like Attack on Titan. I'm just like, that
would be really good. Like another Parasite or a Psychopath.
I think wasn't Psychopath coming out with another season?
Psychopath was sneaking stuff out at one point. Because I didn't even know there was a movie until I went out of my way to search it.
I feel like I might have only watched season 1 of Psychopaths, and I feel like there's a whole.
Oh, girl, finish. Yeah, there definitely is. That's why I was like, there was a good moment where I was just like, oh, I want to watch Psychopaths again. And I went, and there was a whole movie, and I think another season.
Okay. Well, I definitely need
go watch both of those.
But before we go, I know people talk about Solo Leveling. I think it's very much its own story. I hate when people are like, it's just this and this and this. But if you had to describe some anime that you would put in the category of like Solo Leveling, what would it be? Like for me, I know I say it's like, well, that episode with the smiling giant, I was like, that's definitely Attack on Titan. But it feels like Gantz a lot for me. Like it feels like Gantz. And like Gantz had a baby with the isekai, maybe. Like if Gantz had a baby with the isekai, I would say that's kind of what it feels like to me.
Yeah, I see elements of a lot of different anime, especially just coming off the heels of JJK. Like I see a lot of I don't want to say influences, but like this, like the mother fall into that deep slumber at the beginning of the story. It's very similar to Megumi's sister, you know.
It's true, yeah.
I think, this is a random thing that I really do love about Solo Leveling, and I loved it in a manga. My favorite color is blue, right?
Right.
I love the use of like, there's this tone, 2 colors just stick out with the show, and that's purple and blue. Like when Gina popped up for the first time in the hospital and seeing her purple hair and blue outfit, so bright, so vibrant, I was like realizing this is really carried all the way through.
Wow.
Solo like this blue and purple. Yeah, I don't know what it is that it just makes me feel like it sets the show apart somehow.
Well, you know, we talk about like themes because we decided the color for isekai is blue, but they've chosen like more electric one though. I feel like it's more of an electric blue, which I really like. I do like the tone of it though.
Yeah, it really does something for me. I don't know. I just really enjoy it. So and when I think about the shows that it fuses, I definitely agree with you. I feel like a Gantz, Isekai, Attack on Titan, little mashup. But I think the journey of this character is one that what do I compare it to? I don't know. Who's had like a very natural... Huh?
I guess it'll be hard to say who he is like before we get to see what he ends up like.
That's very true. I'll wait on that. It'll give me time to think about it a little bit more. But I do see a lot of I see a little bit of like Ichigo in there sometime. We'll get into it. When we get more into it, I'll revisit that answer. But there's a couple influences, main character influences that reminds me of Sung Jinwoo. Jotaro. What's that?
I'm looking forward to.
Oh, that's a seinen.
What it say?
Jotaro, dead but alive. It sounds like a seinen.
Okay, let me see. But still alive?
Yeah, dead but alive.
Oh, JoJo.
I mean, Jotaro is his name, but I thought that was like the name of the.
I always forget that's his name. But is there a high chance that Sung Jinwoo will become another addition to the anime husband harem?
For me, For me.
Okay. I'm just trying to we gotta make room. We might have to make cuts. It's getting a little crowded. I can't afford all this merch.
I know it's difficult because I'm definitely going to be on my Jinwoo during the journey of this show. Yeah. I'm going to be on it.
I don't know.
I can lower the roster a little bit.
I feel like I would cut Gojo, but then as soon as I see him again, he's like that toxic boyfriend. Like I just feel like I would cut him, and then when I see him again, I'll be like, okay.
Gojo has ingrained himself as a staple for me. He cannot be removed from my list. I would move Tengen now. I was just about to say I would.
I say that, but the Hashira arc is coming, so
that's true. But I mean, really he's missing an arm. You know? We don't know what his role gonna be. Maybe
he's a little one note. He's not brooding enough for me.
So. Yeah, there's not crazy depth there. He's fun. He's a great weekend time. Yeah.
Like we were watching a psychoanalyst say something like this. She was like, there are short stories and then there's like novels. And I'm like, he's a short story.
He's a road less traveled type of situation, you know. He's a haiku.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe. But anyway, we're gonna wrap up this episode of Otaku Talk. We spent a little longer on this, but we did talk about Peach Girl and a few other things. But it was a fun episode. Yeah. It was good conversation. We always allot ourselves enough time to just see where this conversation goes. So
I just love when we talk about like when I'm very excited about aside because I just thought about how much I just love when we're in a season of a good anime that I'm really interested in, you know?
Yes.
Literally, we could sit here and theorize for another hour. I would be fine.
I know. I can't wait till we have more and more content to like even like go back and reference and everything. I've watched a little bit of JoJo.
Yeah, I watched JoJo too. I'm not caught up by any means. I haven't seen all of it. I've definitely seen a good couple seasons. I want to get back into it very much so I can understand a little bit more of the references.
It's not 100% my cup of tea, but I do find it very entertaining and hilarious. And anytime I've watched popular episodes or ones that are funny to me, I really enjoy them. But it's not. I'm not a person who likes to watch a whole like bunch of episodes, and you know me, so it's like
it's definitely my humor. I love stupid humor. The
cherry is wherever.
Cherry. That cherry give me every time.
My mind. And the one when they look like they were like humping each other. JoJo just
on the fence.
A lot of classic moments. Yeah. And I've seen them even in passing, even if I don't watch them. So JoJo's a good one. I think it's good. But anyway, we'll catch y'all next week on Sunday again when we'll be talking about Solo Leveling again. And once again, follow me on Twitch if you want to catch some anime watch parties. I game. I've been playing Overwatch, Apex over there. We did some watching Japanese variety shows, K-pop. We be just over there chilling lately. So make sure you follow me over there. And we'll catch y'all next time. Don't forget to keep it cute. Bye.